She's got a...
Mystery introduces a new detective from author P.D. James.
The Mark Calendar that I know wouldn't have killed himself.
An unsuitable job for a woman next on Mystery.
Thursday at 9 p.m. on TV 12.
How would you like to take one more trip down the yellow brick road? Hi, my name is Darrell Henderson, and in this book, The Road to Oz, published by Watermill Press, you get to do just that. This book, written by L. Frank Baum, the author of The Wizard of Oz, once again has Dorothy traveling to a magical foreign land. But this time, she isn't just whisked away by cyclones. She has to travel through by finding the magical road. Now, the good thing about this book is that it includes new characters and new friends, like the Shaggy Man, and Button Bright, and the Rainbow's Daughter. And it also includes some of our old friends, like the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Great Oz himself, and Toto. There are also some new enemies, but you'll have to read the book to find them out. I really do hope you read this book and enjoy it a lot. I know I did.
Today's programming on WHYY is made possible in part by Core States Bank. For over 14 years, Core States has helped to enrich our community through their generous support of public broadcasting in the Delaware Valley. Core States Bank. You know us, we know you.
Presenting history's best on PBS.
Tonight, the premiere of People's Century. 1900, a time of great promise, new technologies, an easier life, more free time, and a new sense of individual rights. But the dreams are shattered by nationalism and the call to war. Age of Hope. The first in a series of extraordinary films that explore our century. People's Century. Coming up in a moment. 1914. Dreams of national glory and quick victory. The First World War. But the reality of huge industrialized armies is a mass slaughter. Millions die for no reason. Killing fields. When People's Century returns.
You're watching History's Best on PBS.
Hi, I'm Chris Jussel, inviting you to the Antiques Roadshow.
What you have here is all the different bombing runs he went on. He came back alive and he had this jacket to tell the story.
This week, we continue our visit to Phoenix, Arizona.
What are some of the funny things people collect? Would you believe lunchboxes? You did better than buy an IBM.
It's rare that I find them quite like this.
It's the Antiques Roadshow right here on this public television station.
Monday night at 8 on TV 12.
Next time on Nova, is Antarctica melting? A mountain of ice is on the move, and its fate could spell disaster.
It does matter to everybody in the world what that ice sheet is doing.
Are we on the verge of a catastrophic flood or the next ice age? The race for answers sparks a Nova expedition to the ends of the Earth. Warnings from the ice.
Tuesday night at 8 on TV 12.
It's that time again. Take a look at the great prizes that you could win in the 1998 WHYY Jubilee of Prizes sweepstakes. Watch for the big red envelope in your mail. Coming soon.
WHYY Store of Knowledge presents Yo-Yo Ma, inspired by Bach, a cultural feast for the eyes and ears. In collaboration with 6 artists of other disciplines, the acclaimed cellist performs Bach's solo suites with resounding precision and grace. Present your member card at any of our locations and enjoy all 6 films for only $99.99. Regular price $145.95. We can be found at Willow Grove Park, Cherry Hill Mall, and the Court at King of Prussia.
Paul Bunyan is the grandfather of tall tales and the only opera I know starring a giant lumberjack, his giant axe, and his giant ox. If you love a good story, join me for the New York City Opera's Paul Bunyan, next time on Live from Lincoln Center.
Wednesday night at 8 on TV 12. You're tuned to TV 12 WHYY.
And now, People's Century continues. To order the companion book or video cassettes of People's Century, call 1-800-255-9424.
Be sure to join us for part 2 of the People's Century tomorrow at 9 p.m. Right now, stay tuned for a WHYY Community Connection on the Camden County Historical Society. That's followed by the Vicar of Dibley, Mr. Bean, and tonight's EastEnders double feature, right here on TV 12.
A production of WGBH Boston.
Brought to you by Conseco, where we believe that leaping at certain financial opportunities can make a secure financial future harder to grasp. Conseco, our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life. Conseco, our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life.
Major funding for People's Century was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support of viewers like you. Additional funding was provided by the Lowell Institute. Coming up in a moment, 1989. Time for radical change, oppressive regimes, trampled rights, a bankrupt ideology. The people revolt. The nations of the communist bloc reach for democracy. People power. When People's Century returns.
You're watching History's Best on PBS.
Next time on Nova, is Antarctica melting? A mountain of ice is on the move, and its fate could spell disaster.
It does matter to everybody in the world what that ice sheet is doing.
Are we on the verge of a catastrophic flood or the next ice age? The race for answers sparks a Nova expedition to the ends of the Earth. Warnings from the ice.
Tuesday night at 8 on TV 12.
Here's your reminder to enter WHYY's Jubilee of Prizes sweepstakes. This year's grand prize winner will drive away in the all-new, redesigned 1999 Mercury Cougar. This three-door Cougar features all the amenities, including air conditioning, 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, power steering, and a peppy 170-horsepower engine. Its new-edge, distinctive aerodynamic style is sleek, sporty, and waiting for this year's Jubilee Grand Prize winner. The Lincoln Mercury Dealers Association of the Delaware Valley invites you to imagine yourself in this Mercury. Watch for the big red envelope in your mailbox and enter today. Saturday night, Shirley MacLaine is Charity Hope Valentine in Sweet Charity.
If they could see me now, that little gang of mine. I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like those tumble bums to see for a fact the kind of top-drawer, first-rate chums I attract. All I can say is, wow.
Sweet Charity.
Then at 10:30.
Frank Sinatra is in love with Grace Kelly.
'Cause you're sensational.
And so is Bing Crosby.
True love.
But she's about to be married.
And if you don't think I'm going to marry sweet old George, you come around tomorrow morning.
Or is she? The Philadelphia story springs to life in high society.
Beginning at 8, here on TV 12.
Serving Greater Philadelphia and the entire Delaware Valley, this is TV 12 WHYY, Wilmington, Philadelphia, bringing you the best in television 24 hours a day.
And now, People's Century continues. To order the companion book or video cassettes of People's Century, call 1-800-255-9424.
Be sure to join us for the final chapters of the People's Century tomorrow night starting at 9 o'clock. Right now, stay tuned for a WHYY community connection on the Red Scare of the 1940s, followed by Flicks. And then at 11 o'clock, it's Monty Python's Flying Circus, right here on TV 12.
A production of WGBH Boston.
Brought to you by Conseco, where we believe that leaping at certain financial opportunities can make a secure financial future harder to grasp. Conseco, our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life.
Major funding for People's Century was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support of viewers like you. Additional funding was provided by the Lowell Institute.
This is History's Best on PBS.
In 1947, the House Un-American Activities Committee launched its investigation into suspected communists in the film industry. Ensuing attempts to ferret out the alleged Reds proved damaging and perilous for Hollywood screenwriters, actors, and their families. The PBS Online News Hour brings you spellbinding testimonials in a documentary entitled The Legacy of the Hollywood Blacklist. Read about the Red Scare at www.pbs.org.
Next time on Nova, is Antarctica melting? A mountain of ice is on the move, and its fate could spell disaster.
It does matter to everybody in the world what that ice sheet is doing.
Are we on the verge of a catastrophic flood or the next ice age? The race for answers sparks a Nova expedition to the ends of the Earth. Warnings from the ice.
Tuesday night at 8 on TV 12.
I asked him if he thought we were all part of a great cultural heritage, which includes TV and movies. This is what he said.
Sometimes I wonder if there's anything spontaneous. Except spasms, or in terms of human behavior, I wonder if there's anything spontaneous after a few minutes of life.
Because after that...
Because you are absorbing as fast as you can. I mean, one of the aspects of the Judaic tradition that I revere is the honoring of curiosity, the acquiring of knowledge for its own sake, perceiving that as noble. It is perceived there as the only innate nobility. curiosity. Sometimes the way that in Elizabethan times, they took garters very seriously, and around the cap and how you wore them. And the funny part about this guy is he's very fastidiously dressed, but he always screws up the garters on what they call the garters, which were these lacings around his legs. Okay, that was very funny to Elizabethans, and they used to fall out of their chairs laughing at it. And you're looking, what is this guy talking about? We're connected. You are connected in many ways beyond your knowledge.
Exactly.
To habits that grew out of conditions that don't exist anymore.
It's a montage up here.
I mean, you've got kids in Sony think tanks right now who are designing systems for, for energetic and ambitious people that some people my age are never ever going to understand. I used to drive a car with a downdraft carburetor. If the downdraft carburetor broke, I could stop on the side of the road and I could fix it.
It was mechanical.
There's a big difference between the ethics that arrange themselves around the relationship between me and a downdraft carburetor and me and an electronic ignition.
And ultimately, you're playing with that edge of it. The possibilities based in reality as to where it would spin out.
How do ethics evolve out of the relationship between
the physical?
Right.
Always a pleasure.
Same.
Thank you.
You bet. Wish we had more time. It would have been.
Diary of a daycare provider, a teacher's day. There he stood with bright red hands. Look what I did, Mr. J. Carrie loves to rub the paint between his fingers. He loves the feel. I watched as he took his whole hand and rubbed it across the paper. He laughed to himself, then looked over at me with his whole face in a grin. His dad frowned when Carrie held up the picture that evening. Carrie, it's all red. Yes, Daddy, I choose red. Yes, Daddy, I added, handing him the picture. Carrie chose all red today and feels good about making his own decision. It was a big day for Carrie. Another ready-to-learn idea brought to you by WHYY and Little Neighborhood Center's Head Start, Philadelphia.
My son committed suicide 18 days ago. I want someone to find out why.
Mystery introduces a new detective from author P.D. James.
The Mark Callender that I know wouldn't have killed himself.
An unsuitable job for a woman, next on Mystery.
Thursday at 9 p.m. on TV 12.
Today's programming on WHYY is made possible in part by Core States Bank. For over 14 years, Core States has helped to enrich our community through their generous support of public broadcasting in the Delaware Valley. Core States Bank. You know us, we know you.
Panasonic Interactive Media presents Monty Python, now on CD-ROM, with The Meaning of Life, Complete Waste of Time, The Quest for the Holy Grail, and now the new 2-CD set, Looney Bin.
Panasonic Interactive Media supports TV 12. Have you entered WHYY's Jubilee of Prizes sweepstakes for 1998? Sun, sand, natural beauty, and Honolulu beckon this year's Jubilee Early Bird Prize winner. TWA Getaway Vacations and Sheraton Hotel and Resorts Hawaii have created a first-class 5-night vacation for two in paradise. You'll be met at the airport and whisked away to your oceanfront accommodations at one of the island's premier hotels, the Sheraton Princess Kailani. There's plenty of time to sample the island's flavors and attractions as Jubilee's Early Bird winner. Paradise calls, but hurry. The early bird deadline is May 29th. Enter today.
This is TV 12.
Today's programming on WHYY is made possible in part by Core States Bank. For over 14 years, Core States has helped to enrich our community through their generous support of public broadcasting in the Delaware Valley. Core States Bank. You know us, we know you.
Good evening and welcome to the Delaware Lottery's all-cash lotto game. Profits from all-cash lotto and all other lottery games help fund many state services, making everyone who lives in or visits Delaware a winner. Now, join us at lottery headquarters in our state's capital, where tonight's winning numbers are about to be revealed. Match all 6 numbers with one of your plays and win tonight's $241,000 jackpot. Here are tonight's winning numbers: 14, 9, 19, 23, 5, 32. Here are the results from all of today's Delaware lottery games. Beginning this week, there's a brand new instant scratch game available at all lottery retailers. Scratch to win cash prizes instantly. Good night and good luck.
Honda joins you in supporting TV 12. This is TV 12.
Presenting history's best on PBS.
Tonight, 1927, the medium of the century. Movies that inform, persuade, and manipulate.
You ain't heard nothing yet.
But mostly they are mass entertainment, the ultimate seduction, and a whole lot of fun. Great Escape, just one in a series of extraordinary films that explore our century. People's Century, tonight.